And here we go. Alright, so random map, there is a little bit of water in the middle, so you could, if you really wanted to, go for some Navy. But we have some good old high ranked action. That's sorting going on. Okay, Team 1 here at the top of the map and Team 2 down here at the bottom. Plenty of mass points to be had on the left, and fuck all reclaim. 7,500 reclaim across the entire map. Not a huge amount, and they're mostly in clumps kind of near the main bases. So we'll see that reclaim be picked up. Anyway, let's have some introductions. First up here for team number 1, up on the top left section, it is Castaway. And there's no Hydra on site, so he's going to have to do factory pigeon into the mixes. He has that all planned out or ready to go. He's UBF, he is Lavender. Beside him, it is Wi-Fi. And good old Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi is also UEF. He is an orange. He is doing exactly the same thing. Got his factory down, popping down some pigeons because he needs them. No Hydro. And beside Wi-Fi, it is Sneed. Sneed, not to be confused with a Speed. He is Cybern. Anyway, he is grey and he's opening up with his there. So you see there's all the pigeons into the build because he's no Hydros to have. And finally, for team number 1, over on the far right hand side, it is Frishy. Frishy is also Cybern and he is light blue. G'day Frishy. Alrighty, let's have a gander at team number 2. First off, team number 2 on the far right hand side, it is Grimplex. Grimplex is also Cybern and he is a pale pastely pink. Anyway, he is working on some pigeons as you need. Beside Grimplex, it is actually Hasanoob, and he is Aeon in white. His commander is already walking his way forwards. Got to get some of that extra firepower up the front to help with the T1 problems. Beside Hasanoob, it is Inspector Cot. Inspector Cot is Cybern, and he is bright yellow working on some of those pigeons for an air factory. And finally, for team number 2, over on the left hand side in bright red, it is Zorg 56. I'm gonna watch Fifth Element now. Great movie. Totally sidetracked from the same, but anyway, he's working on some more pigeons. Going to get another one up before throwing down an air factory. And he is good to go. So we have good representation of the factions, minus Seraphim. No Seraphim to be seen. Both sides have 2 Cybern. Although Team 1 has a 2 Cybern, 2 UEF, whilst Team 2 is 2 Cybern, 1 Aeon, and 1 UEF. There we go. Now the question is, will we see Navy? The answer is most likely yes, because if you can get some cruisers in here, in particular those UEF cruisers, they're going to have some good old range to do some decent amounts of damage. But early days, for the moment, it is just scouting and harassment. Got some labs out, doing the lab type things, looking for stuff to kill. There are some moles, and the question is, do they want to go for those? The answer is, moles decide to run away. So these guys are actually actively watching their scouts, doing a pretty good job of it. Right, we see Castaway is moving up here. He wants to claim these 3 mixes for himself, because why wouldn't you? That's a good little boost to your eco there if you can hold those. And this is... oh, not quite doing the same. Just got some engineers out, but has a defending striker interrupts this little raid here. There are some more labs roaming around the place, a whole bunch of them spread out around the place. They're ready to pick up some engineers if they can find some. And up this way we see exactly the same thing happening. Grimplex has found an engineer from these guys obviously, and this hunter is trying to chase it down, being, well, moles are rushing them. I don't know that the mole's going to do that much, but we're going to see an engineer over here. That's the delay of the expansion from that front. But right up to the back is this little mech marine going, and he's going to find himself a mass extractor he can kill, because why not? Stand there, do your thing, and get yourself a kill on a mix. Nothing nearby to even remotely slow him down. A dropout from Zorg, so Zorg popping some engineers down here, why not? Got the transport, pop them down and start building. Nice and fast. His commander's on the way, albeit a bit slowly, but he's on the way. A good time. This lab is having a great time. He's just sort of, well, bombs go everywhere, and the lab actually avoids all of it. Keeps on running, kills off a couple of moles, and yeah, it's time to go. That's some great work, but it's absolutely time to go. Getting some support from Mantis, and now, the lab doing the dibbly-dobbly dodgy thing, and look at him go, dodging all those shots to Mantis. Don't think he took a single, oh there we go. Did take a couple of hits, but just the micro with the avoidance means the Mantis was focusing on the wrong thing. Finally that lab goes down. 2 bombers out, but been annoying as heck, and more engineers dying over here by another Mantis. So some good raiding going on by Grim, though he wants to turn this Mantis around and kill that one, although maybe this guy's going to pick him up and kill him. Will it be close enough? No, the engineer survives and gets away. Rishi with a surviving engine, although there is another Mantis over here which is moving in the wrong direction. Engineer survives. Maybe not. Mantis moving back in. This one survives a bomber run. He is going to polish that thing off. Another Mantis up this way. Is that another dead engineer? Maybe, if he's paying attention. He's stopped in range. Is it going to die is the question. No, saved by a T1 bomber that survives that little attack. But some good raiding from Grimflex has denied these mass points for a long time of their opponents. That's a silly place to land a scout. Where bombers are, and Mantis for that matter, but it's going to be a move point soon because Freshy's moving forward with his comm. He wants that spot and he's going to get it at this rate. But look at the hover spam coming out from Hazanoob. These guys are going straight over the water. And oh, hello Navy though. There we go. Wi-Fi is in the water with a naval factory, and frigates are a grand old counter to things like this. He's actually got one out which is moving his way around. He's going to have some fun. Over this side we see factories a plenty for Zorg. He's going to get his spam on and going to command up this way as well. Reading way up front is Inspector Cott, but his commander is not upgraded and he wants to be careful, especially as he's facing off against two comms and units. He's going to need to be really careful. Right, gun upgrade is mostly done for Haza. He's already got the other gun upgrade, so that's his second one. And that is going to turn into a snipey Aeon gun comm, which of course is very irritating to face off against if you have not upgraded at all, which neither of these guys have. Nope, they have not. But have a look at what this frigate does to Auroras. It does everything. So much health, and the shots kills them off. It's going to take so long for them to kill it. By the time it does, it is going to have ranks of veterancy. It's going to be regenerating and brutality. This was a very effective counter to all this hover spam. Very effective. Just needs another couple of kills to get a rank of veterancy, and we'll see what that does for his health. One more. Wait, just one more. There we go. And the regen starts. Now it's going to be very difficult frigate to dislodge with bit by bit. Left hand side over here, there is a twin comm push against a twin comms over here. These guys are standing still trying to get gun upgrade on Zorg's commander, who desperately needs it. There are some units around, of course. They're going to help shoot things out, but Inspector Cott needs to be a little careful. If he gets focused down, it's going to have an awful time of it. But these guys are also getting pressure for some units. They can't loiter. 75% done on this upgrade here, and I think Cott just needs to move around a bit. Although that gun upgrade is going to get done. It's going to be a bad time for these two guys. It's going to be an interesting little fight to loiter. Big push coming up on the right hand side. This T1 has moved all the way up, coming off some more ecos and more units. Large group there, and of course we have a gun upgraded commander here along with Grim. These two guys ready to walk around. If they spot Rishi over here, he's going to have a bad time of it. Right, what's going on down here? Well, it's a gun comm. Comms, one gun upgraded, and these two guys, although Castaway also has gun upgrade, so they will be okay. But now we're getting gun up on a Spectacot. That'd be a good idea. Get two gun comms versus one, and they'll have a bad time of it. But the Navy has proved to be effective. The spam has had to stop coming over the water and move around, but it's kind of pushed the spam over this way. It is bad news for the ground forces, and here comes Hazanoob. He's got a gun comm, and that should cause panic for Frishy. There is a gun comm coming your way, good sir. You do not want any piece of that whatsoever, especially when there is radar involved. Well, there's no more radar. There's got to be radar somewhere though, because he is firing at the edge of his range. Or is he just shooting at ground units? No, he's just shooting at the ground units he knows are there. So you can definitely need some radar up to take full advantage of the range of that gun. He could be shooting at Freshy already, if he had radar, which he does not. He's got no visual range on Freshy. He has no idea he's there. So Freshy is actually going to get away due to the lack of radar. That's literally it. Just radar would have meant he could chase Freshy down and kill him. However, over here it is Grimplex. Grimplex is actually building a land factory. He's got his commander up here. He's got plenty of supporting units. Land factory going up. They're going to want to get some tier 1 arty perhaps to take care of this PD. Otherwise, things like this is going to happen. Aurora's getting in close and getting turned into mulch. Tier 1 PD having a grand old day. Because why not? Because it can. Don't want to get too close there. And yep, Hasanoob decides, I don't like that tier 1 PD. I'm going to go kill it with my commander. And we see a gun upgrade going down for Sneed. Here we go. Tier 1 PD having a bad day. And it's gone. Alright, well, I'll finish off the factory, get some engineers out, pop down a radar, and you'll be good. Over on the left hand side, lots of units pushing up on Castaway, which is just going to give him a rank of veterancy. We have gun and guncom versus not a guncom, but we do have T2 PD, so triads are in the mix and gun upgrade on the way for Wi-Fi. They need to decide right now if they're going to push or not, but there's T2 here with a shield. That is actually going to be a kind of tough nut to crack, especially with Castaway loitering around the front helping out as well. But here we go, push they will. And this is a Spectacot. He's going to take most of the damage, but they need to focus down on the point defense first, I feel. Kill that off, maybe the T2 units, get your overcharges on those, get rid of those, definitely need to. Bring in the units, good idea, kill the PD. Get the shields down, kill the point defense, and then you'll have yourselves a good time. But that was a gun upgrade completed for Wi-Fi. So now it is gun versus guncom, but Zorg is standing here taking T2 point defense fire to the face, and now Wi-Fi standing in front of that PD, keeping alive except for OJ charges, and Zorg needs to run. Zorg is not getting out of this. He has 2 guncoms firing at him. He has T2 point defense having to go as well, and these units need to come on over, but Zorg is going to be dead. Guncoms to the face, he's going to go pop, and there we go, first kill of the game at the 11:40 mark. That is Zorg out, but Castaway's not looking terribly healthy himself. Neither is Inspector. In fact, Inspector Cot needs to flee. He wants to go fast. But heck, what's going on the other side? Let's have a quick here. We have Guncom versus Guncom. That is Shriek versus Grim. We have Hasanoob with his combo up as well. Everything's looking grand. Help on there. The left hand side is very set. Oh, hello. Corsairs from Inspector Cot, and this is going to be Castaway down. Inspector Cot is very much running the heck away as he needs to. He's down to under 2,500 health, but these Corsairs might get the job done should the shields drop, and they do. Are there enough of them? 1,800 health, more Corsairs coming in. There are some interceptors. I don't know what they're doing. They're getting cleaned out by Cot's own forces. I think we're going to see Castaway die, but there's air over here as well. A bunch of Jesters and tier 1 bombers, but Hasanoob's going to be okay. Surrounded by NTCB, right? I think the next out, there it is. I was about to say, I think the next out is going to be Castaway, and Castaway has indeed died. Wi-Fi's not looking terribly healthy. He is throwing down some anti-air turrets, but that's only T1. There is a flak back here which will hand on over. It is a ladder game, so full share is on because that's just how the ladder games work, even though it's team games. And yeah. Right, check out the right hand side. How are we doing? Well, Grimflex is down to 3,000. Sneed is down under 6,000. He's got surrounded by T1 units. He should be okay though. Hasanoob is 6,000 himself. And there's some T1 AA around now. But Grimflex being chased down by some Corsairs. He needs to dodge. Literally, he needs to dodge. But he's not. He's walking in a straight line. 600 health. I don't think he's got enough to stop that, and now Jesters are coming in. There's no air to help out. Grimflex is going to be the next ejection. Down he goes, and now Hasanoob needs to think about his exposed situation. He is very far forwards without a lot of anti-air. Question is, can he get back? Can he dodge long enough for this T1 AA to keep him alive? Corsairs full over T1 AA, 3 kills. And now Sneed is pushing up with his comms, so Hasanoob can't loiter with his commander. T1 AA is going to be a huge boon against these Jesters. Absolutely worthwhile to help kill those out. maybe neutral against Sneed. He has plenty of units, and if he pushes on Sneed now, oh no, he's decided to walk away, as he probably should. Really needs to do that. Okay, the factory has been either killed by Riptides or Control Cade. Maybe doesn't need that navy anymore, just going to leave the frigates floating around in the circle, killing things off, and yep, Harzanu is on the way back. Losing units down to Sneed. Sneed is 2-star veterancy, sorry, 2-rank veterancy, and doesn't want to lose those units to him. Harzanu needs to get the heck out of dodge. There are still a bunch of Corsairs around as well though, so Harzanu, if he gets spotted, he's going to have a bad time, but he has a Janus of his own, so that's been distracting at the moment, and there's inties around the place. They should be able to take out these Corsairs before they do too much damage to Harz's comm, who's still moving around, wanting to get some more kills. Don't know if that's the right call. More Janus out. Wi-Fi this time. He's got these guys all ready to go, and Harzanu still sticking forward with that comm. Honestly, I would have gotten the heck out of dodge ages ago. You've just seen, you know, your team up in air sniped. You know this area around. You've been watching Corsairs loitering, sticking around up front with your comm. Without flak, I don't think it's the best idea. Yes, of course, got some T1 AA, but flak is where it's at. With T2 snipes and 7,000. Look at these Janus. If nothing else, those Janus are going to clean up all these T1 units and leave him exposed to counterattacks. Here comes the air. Look at these T1 bombers. They might just be going for eco as it is though. Maybe they're just flying on past, but either way, his command is still up front. Okay, T2 on the way for Wi-Fi. Okay, let's have a quick check on the eco situation. Team 2 is ahead right now, 210 just, but behind in total eco, so there's been a bunch of reclaiming going on. And Harzanu, got issues, my friend. All your T1 AA replacements on the ground are dead, and you're about to be attacked by Janus. Or they're going for your units in a spread attack, which they are. Harzanu, you need to get out of there, my friend. You are gonna have problems. Nice little dodge there though, avoids all those T1 bombers. He has plenty of inties around, but those are ASFs out. So Wi-Fi has made it to the T3 air game, and the inties are being cleaned up by the ASF, which means not much left. There is a banger. That is going to be the absolute savior for Daryl at Harza. That banger is going to clean up the air, but is it going to clean up the air fast enough? I think it is. That's the last of the bombs gone down. Harzanu as well is under 2,000. That banger has been absolutely critical to his survival. 2 more Corsairs coming in. Keep dodging. Whoa, he does not dodge. Way out of position. I honestly would have left it a long time ago, but he is doomed. T2 air, T1 air, not enough anti-air on the ground, and now it is Inspector Cot in a 1 versus 3, 17 minutes in. Does have T3 air of his own. I saw some, there we go, some ASFs, though he is into the air game as well, so it won't be too bad on that front. And he's got T3 on the ground. Those are Titans. Maybe he wants to use those. Maybe he wants to consider moving up to T3. There's some frigates, some naval factories did get built down here, so he was trying to get into the mid section of the game, and he's got the only naval factory, so if he gets his production up he could win out. The only thing is there are enemy frigates on their faces. They were shooting at the factories at first, but now they're focusing down on this frigate, and he's going to have a bad time because they are all splitting their fire. Well, they are splitting their fire between these guys, and now they're thinking about moving away, using the factories as a shield perhaps. They can get around there and some shots at the factories. They might survive that a little bit longer, but they're not going to survive long enough. Going to kill one more frigate, but this guy needs to think about moving better shielding perhaps, because it is 2 versus 1 and he's going to have a bad time. Absolutely bad time. Plus there's more frigates turning up. Okay. The 2 pillars rolling around, but there's a stinger sneaking up on them. They have been cutting off some mass. They've got this unit, this spot over here, and now they're working away on a T2 mass extractor at this section, and I think they're going to succeed. despite the single stinger overhead, I think they might have the DPS to pop that out. There are two of them, and when that pops, well, it's not volatile, but there are two of them. I think it's going to be a win for the pillars. Strat bombers coming in. What are they going for? Well, the air is distracted by other ASFs. That's a bit of an air fight, and these guys, what are they going for? They're coming straight down here. If they kill off the power, that's going to be a really, really bad time. The bombs will go away. 2 T3 P-Gens totally brutalized, and those strat bombs, they're going to come back from off map and they're going to destroy things. Another strat over here having to go as a T3 HQ, and yes indeed the pillars did take out the T2 max. Here we go, the strats come back, say goodbye to all your power. The ASFs are in the region, but that is a bad blow. A bad blow, and there's a really irritating hover bomb just to kill off a wee bit more power and eco. And here another strat, one's over here, killing off yet more eco. So that has done bad things for Cot. How's his power looking? Well, he's actually stalling pretty hard right now, and he is really going to want to start rebuilding those as soon as humanly possible. In fact, here it is. He's popping up another one there. Rat is moving on around, just killing out a bunch of stuff. 38 kills, couple ranks of veterancy, 9.3k mass kill before it gets caught up by the ASFs. And that's an unfortunate place for your T1 bombers to show up. Although they're going to make it. This guy's plus the Corsair means another dead mass extractor. But over this side we see Titans, T2 units and some T1 just rolling on past. They're ignoring this little fire base because they don't need to go anywhere near it. All they're doing is going straight past and killing off some eco. Because hey, why not? Titans, fast and moving, good to go. And in response to those factories, which there's still one alive, we see Wi-Fi has built up 4 of his own. We think that Inspector Cot might want to think about moving his own navy up this way to clean that region up. But he is pushing, so he's actually not doing a bad job. Solo versus 3. He's got Titans moving up the left, and they have been killing off eco because they can. They're going to do their job and make things dead, although Broadsword turns up. And on the right hand side as well, he's got another push, a mix of T2 and T1 here. They're ready to go. They're ready to murder some units, and there's not much to stop them really. Okay. Need goes air. He knows the air is coming, and that could be a problem for the Broadsword. ASFs are going to go, stop shooting my units, you prick. And they're going to obliterate him out of the sky, but they're going to get caught by Sneed's ASFs and the ASFs from Wi-Fi. It's 2v1, and that is going to go poorly from Spectre. Air is lost for him, but if it means the Titans survive a bit longer and that they can actually start killing off more eco, it is well worth it. Any eco damage they can do is going to be a godsend. Really help him out as far as things go, because he is well behind now. 300 to 200 mass income, not great for him. We have a drop here that is looking like another Titan ready to go. Bonk down, kill off another mass extractor. That would be grand times. These, why have they stopped? They need to keep moving. Just run straight on up, clear out all of this, all of that there, make it drain. There we go, they're on the move. So Inspector Cot is much better at the game than me. He does think like that. Eventually another Titan over here. I think he's going to get this mass extractor down before he dies. A couple of Broadswords are in the region doing bad things to this poor Titan, who gets overcharged from Sneed. Broadswords turn up. Oh, what's going to happen first? That's actually closer than I thought it would be, but Titan goes down just after mass extractor does. Right, it is 2 factories to 4. Though these 4 aren't currently producing, they just spit out a swarm of frigates. They're going to move on around this way, and most likely they're going to win at playing cleanup, because that's a very damaged frigate there. It's basically going to be a 2 versus 4, and these factories are not going to survive most likely. Right, there's the push up this way. A lot of T2 is mentioned. You can have a good old go. There is flak in the mix as well, so Corsairs come over, Corsairs die. Lots of spread fire from the Corsairs, so killing a good number of units, but again, plenty of flak, and Corsairs going to have a bad time flying overhead of that. And this lot is going to get through. Propaganda, if they keep on pushing, they could move up this way and do some damage over here, although there's a lot of rocket blasts being sped out by Frishy, so he's responded well to that. He's got the radar and he's got the planes going overhead. I think he has focused down the anti-air. Yes, he has. There is no more bangers in the mix, and it's going to be free for them to be cleaned up, plus the broadswords coming over. See you later, that group. Good push, but unfortunately it was well managed. Okay, it has been frigate on frigate action, and it's actually 4 versus 3 now, so extra 2 off the production line from Inspector Cott, and we see T2 has been done. So that was a T2 HQ very quickly up from Wi-Fi, and he's now popping out some destroyers by the look, a couple of destroyers followed by some cruisers, and that is going to be a bad time for the water as far as Inspector Cott is concerned. Hello Stingers, where are you going? They're just going up this way. They're going to kill off their engineer just for the sake of it, because they can. Just be a little bit of irritation, because here come the ASF. Only a couple of Stingers, but it's still worth having a go at. Right, these units mopped up by the broadswords. 22 kills for that guy and 14 for this guy. So they're having a grand old time making sure of that. Hello, the brick. It's not a brick, this is the brick. And the brick is the nasty thing. Anyway, here, well, it's a couple of them actually, they're good to go. But they don't have a lot of anti-air, and anti-air is what they're going to need at the moment. There are so many ASFs for team number 1, and you've got broadswords loitering around, you've got some Corsairs, they're having to go with things, and it's just simply not going to be a good time trying to push when you get brutalized by bombers. Brutalized by bombers. I'll get the words out eventually, it will work at some point. And there we go, T2 Navy is in the water. There is a destroyer out from Wi-Fi. And if we had a T2 shift anywhere down here, no, it is just T1 frigate spam from Inspector Cott. I take that back, that's upgrading. There we go, 22% done towards T2 in the water. If you got that done, it could be helpful, because of course Siren with his T2, that means destroyers that can walk on land. And if he decided he could use Aeon Tech, there we go. So he's picked up Aeon Tech from his friend, I think it was Haas, it was the Aeon? Yeah, so he's got Aeon Tech there, and he actually had, at some point, even got UEF Tech over this way, so he could go all the tech in the water except for Seraphim. I think they'll give him a pretty decent advantage, but here we go, broadswords harassing the frigates. Last thing they need is broadsword harassment whilst they're trying to have a navy battle against a destroyer, and these frigates are basically done for. Nothing's slowing those broadswords down. There is a smallish air wing here from Cott, but there's a massive air wing here from Sneed and an additional air wing from Wi-Fi, so I think he maybe wants to give up on the ASFs and start putting some stuff on the ground. Like by on the ground, I mean like he puts anti-air into his ground mix. If he can get some Cougars up, get some shields up, get some flak up, get some T3, T2 anti-air into the mixes with those, and that will help make short work. Does have a good number of frigates, and I feel like if he pushed up here he could swarm the destroyer. Yeah, I think if he swarmed the destroyer he'd be alright, if he knows that's coming, if he's paying attention. Well, he knows something's there. Yeah, here's the radar, and right now would be a great time to push before all this just gets free kills on the frigates, which are outranged by the destroyer. Get ye on in, but his attention is going to be elsewhere, maybe from all of these guys. Now he's flown overhead. Here the question is he going to push? Is he going to run? No, he's going to take all his frigates and he is going to charge on him, which is exactly the right move to do. Can't leave that destroyer at range because it will just kill him off slowly and fastly. And excuse the noises in the background. I'm pretty sure you all heard that. That is my partner. She's watching some sumo wrestling, and I'm guessing one of her favorite Ricochet decided to win. Sumo wrestlers are known as Ricochet as their official title, and yeah, the way she's sounding, she's very happy about that indeed. Omni in the middle from Sneed. Just seeing the words there, and that is going to be a grand old help. Now Omni is going to see how much of the map. Well, the answer is all of it. Nowhere to hide without stealth. Omni around the border, so you're not going to get anything. Any stealth boats are going to be completely pointless, and Everything else is just seen. That is a brilliant place for an Omni. 20 by 20 map, you have an Omni in the middle. Actually, it's probably 15 by 15 with black borders. But yeah, 15 by 15 map, you can see absolutely everywhere. He has put some anti-air in the mix with his ground. Not a lot, just a little bit. But nonetheless, that bouncer got 12 kills to his name already. He's having a fun time. Right. Needs SAMs in his base, but he's got some T1 AA. But honestly, really going to want SAMs. SAMs have the nice tracking, SAMs have a great amount of damage, and now his navy, well, he did finish the T2H, the HQ. He's got some AA, but his problem is not going to be air right now. There's going to be stuff in the water, there's going to be a cruiser with its tech missiles, and yes, there is just 2 destroyers now, so he is having problems. I don't know how to win this, he says, and well, that's a fair call. The E3 bomber flies overhead, kills a bunch of build power, does some damage to the HQ, but does not get away. It gets killed by all this T1 AA. Good strength on the right though. I expect Cook could push up with these guys and cause some horrific damage. There are some loyalists in the mix over here, but loyalists ain't going to do much against bricks. Bricks are going to have a grand old time pushing through those and causing havoc. Alright, up here, one of the destroyers is down. This destroyer is well in position to maybe focus this down, although having said that, no! The HQ was under attack by attack missiles. Everything that gets built gets instantly killed, although they are shielding damage, and now this Valiant here is, well, should have problems. Although the frigates are helping out, and more destroyers, sorry, more cruisers turning up for Wi-Fi. Those things are going to be extra irritating. They're going straight for the HQ. The thing is, by building boats, it does help reduce the damage being taken to the HQ. Might be just enough, but there's more frigates powering on, and they need to do something about those cruisers before they have a grand old go. Looks like the Salem should win against this one here. The frigates are moving on up. Valiant goes down, Thunderhead goes down, and now the Salem can push on straight up towards these cruisers. Gotta stop those. Although there's another governor over here with some shield boat, and I think that's going to be, unfortunately, caught out of the water. He's basically fighting against everybody at once. He's got a push going up on the left hand side. They're running into some Percivals. They're not going to have a grand old time doing that. Got a push going on the right is faring much better, killing off a bunch of things, but that was Sneed with an experimental, and there it is. There's a Monkey Lord ready to walk on the way. He's going to have a grand old time doing his thing over this way. What is this? This is a stealth gun, look, perhaps, and laser. Just as we're looking at that, Freshy starts up laser. He's got a transport with him. I wonder if he's actually going to go tele or if he's going to go for drop. That is the grand old question we will have to try and find out, but he's going to lose his HQ, trying to repair it as fast as he can, but every missile that comes in, actually he might do okay. He is regenerating it faster than it's taking damage from that single cruiser, but a second one comes up is going to be a problem. Needs to move these guys up here, really quick smart. Move them straight up, take care of all of this, and that will help him a huge deal. If he can finish a cruiser though, that will also help out. It'll get some tech defense into the water, just to keep him afloat that a little bit longer. That's a bad place to stop. There we go, moving on up. There is going to be a finished destroyer though. Going to be facing off against a bunch of frigates and a single destroyer. The problem is that destroyer is very hurt. And out comes the destroyer for Wi-Fi. It's going to move on in and try and kill what it can. Frigates are going to say hi, destroyer's going to say hi, but if he primaries that down, there's going to be a lot of damage load down, but the frigate's going to get right behind. Yes, they are. They're going to look at trying to kill off all the build power. And Broadsword, just to top things off over there. Okie dokie. Nuke. So, Inspector Cod has decided I am going to nuke somewhere. He has built the launcher. It is not currently under shields. He really wants to think about getting that under shields. Maybe, there we go, upgrading this one to get a bit more coverage. Exactly what he needs to do, just to keep that alive a little bit longer. And there we go, all the build power did die. Plenty of frigates swarmed it. The build power is dead. That is going to be a huge help, but I have a feeling... Oh no! The HQ survived Walcott, so he actually remains with a decent naval presence. The problem is the amount of build power available. Well, they're focusing on an SMD. The question is, monkey, right, yes. Run from the monkey, because actually he's got a lot of bricks. I think he could maybe turn around and face that. It's got a decent number of bricks. The monkey thinks the same thing and walks away. Grim fixes control gay half your base, guys. Trying to ask, because he wants to make a bit more of a game of it. Hey, why not? Got some frigate on frigate action up there. Got some shield boats coming out with the destroyer. Got plenty of broadswords. Many broadswords means you want many anti-air. At the moment he has 1 SAM, 2 SAM. 1 SAM, 2 SAM. Okay, 2 SAMs in his base for defense. Shield is upgrading again. Freshy is still trying to get that laser upgrade. He is saying he needs more power. Please give me power. He gets donated a T3 PGM by his teammate Sneed. He says he'll give it back. We'll see if he remains true to his word. On the left hand side we see the slot have just been... They've had very, very bad things done to them by swarms of Percivals. And he's having to fall back. Really got no other option right now. Hello, what is this? Stealth field with attack launchers. And what are they going for? What can they go for? Lots of things. And they can go for so much. There's eco over the place. They can destroy T2 mix there, T2 mix there, T3 mass extractor there. They can pop, they kill T2 mix there. All over the place they can go for it. Just got to avoid these. This TMD here, which is not in range. That's terrible. Okay, well, laser is done for Frishy, and he did not give the T3 PG back like he promised. So Frishy is a liar. Just gonna say. Let's just put it out there. He did not give the T3 PG back. But also not gone for teleport. He is actually going for a drop. He's got stealth aboard that. Does that work? I'm just curious, does the stealth actually work while it's on the transport? Does COT have any kind of radar? Don't know that he does. But no, oh, he's got a signature up there, so he's got radar somewhere over this way. Here we go. Richie is about to fly overhead. We're going to see if stealth on transport works when it flies over a radar. I think it does. I'm not seeing that radar signature at all, and I'm absolutely certain Richie is on the way past. He has. So okay, so stealth on the transport works. For the record, it is proven to work right there. Right then, air engagement right up here by the naval factory. This was deliberate, attempting to tie up Inspector COT's air, or he just decided to kill the navy, and there's so many broadswords around it, it is brutal. Plenty of SAMs in the mix, so they're going to help tie up anything that flies too close. And speaking of things flying too close, here comes Rishi. He is sneaking around the edge with his comm, off maps a little bit. I don't think that was deliberate. I think that was just simply a movement on there. There we go. He's been forced back on and carries on. Sneed builds an experimental. That will be another monkey one, would imagine. Monkey 1, monkey 2 there is. But here we go. Freshy coming on, and the question is, can he get down and land before he gets noticed? Inspector COT has no idea there's a base there. He has no idea Freshy's on the way. Will he be spotted once he goes past? Here is a question. Oh, it's on fire from the T2 transport. He's just about there. And dropping right now would be a good plan. Comes on in, but no! Too close to the SAMs. Freshy knocked out of the sky by SAM launch, and I think there were a couple of ASFs nearby too that lobbed a few missiles. He needed to drop just that little bit shorter, and he could have walked straight in and obliterated, but just wanted to get a wee bit too close. How close is too close? Yeah. As soon as he was spotted, both those SAMs lobbed out, and some ASS in the area as well. If he had dropped right back here, he would have had time to walk on up, and it would have been all a different story. But Freshy's dead. Not that he had much of a base, but it's still been handed over to Wi-Fi as it is. And now it is double monkey trouble. How's that nuke going? Well, it is about 75% built, but let's just see where he can throw it. That's going to be the main question. What can he do with that nuke? Well, he probably won't go for here, which... Wi-Fi with a Novax. He does have a loaded SMD, so that's not going anywhere. He'll be absolutely safe. That SMD, I'm pretty sure, covers his neighbor's base, which in turn has its own loaded SMD. So this area is completely covered. No dramas there. He could maybe nuke up this way. I don't see any SMD this way. There is a bunch of VK. He could have go some T3 mixes there. These are only T2, so you can maybe forget about those. Or he could nuke over the side. There's some T3 mixes, a few of those, and a T3 HQ wouldn't be a bad choice. But really, right now he's got some issues all over the map. He's got Navy in the ponds. Those cruisers are deciding the attack missiles need to be introduced to the SAMs, but there's plenty of TMD4 now holding them off. There's only a couple of cruisers and multiple TMDs, so they're not going to get anywhere fast. The monkeys are chasing down the bricks, just gradually, slowly tickling them to death with the extra range little guns on the front there. So there's little tiny guns on the front firing away. They have decent range. This is the main laser on the top that has the shorter range, but they're still getting work done. Any health lost is health lost. And Koch does not have enough on the ground right now to... Here we go, here's the nuke. Where has he gone with it? There we go. He has, so he's gone for the nuke up there. This is all T2 mixes. Hasn't been had a chance to upgrade. Or, we just started the upgrade now, but just the mixes down here on the upgrade, so nuke is the monkey, so third monkey on the way. Yeah, nuke's gonna land here, nothing to stop it. Gonna be a few T2 mixes going down, a couple of T3 HQ, but I'm pretty sure there's another one over around somewhere. But don't think he really has too many other targets to go for. Both of these guys are protected by SMD, not going to get through there. Would have maybe knocked out there with a few T3 mixes. Perhaps here, there's another one there. But it is a wee bit worrying, and from this point I'm not sure. Yeah. I saw the Grimplex chat. How you doing, Foodman? Nice to see you on this wonderful Friday. Alright. Laser overhead. Let's do lasery things and try and knock out some mixes. Hot is right up against it. He has less than half the income of his opponents, and they have things like 1, 2, 3 monkeys on the field. He's got a laser overhead having fun. He's got Navy in the water having issues. On the left hand side, that is a lot of Percivals, and I mean a lot of Percivals. They are going to have a grand old time killing off all these units. T1 Mobile RT is not a bad counter to Percivals. You get them in large numbers. Percivals, of course, have massive alpha strike, and what they don't have is area effect. So they will all fire and take a lot of shots to kill T1 RT. Yeah. RT is shelling them like madness. Monkeys have arrived, and monkeys are having a go at bricks. Monkeys are moving on, and Navy in the water. Question is, what do you got now, Cot? Oh, you got a nuke half loaded, but when are you going to use it when they've got TMD everywhere? And he agrees. He has got nothing to slow this down. 2 monkeys rolling into his base. Got some bricks back here, but they're not going to stop it. Nothing on the ground to say goodnight to it. So he put up a fight.